Today on Let's Talk Drinks, I'm going to talk a little bit about Genever and do a review of the Old Duff Real Dutch Genever. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a review on Old Duff Real Dutch Genever. This is an oud or old style Genever, which is unaged with 55% malt barley wine. If you're wondering what malt wine is, I guess the best way to sort of describe it is it's an unaged whiskey. Although Genever is known as the granddaddy of gin, I think it's actually closer to an unaged whiskey than a gin. The malt wine is 2/3 rye to 1/3 malted barley, fermented for 5 days, and then triple distilled in pot stills. It's blended with column distilled wheat grain spirit and also flavored with 6 botanicals. The botanicals include orange peel, lemon peel, juniper, coriander, licorice, and star anise. What I love is every drop of the malt wine that is used in Old Duff Genevers has been milled, fermented, distilled and bottled in Holland. Believe it or not, that's really rare, as almost no other Dutch brand distills its own Genever in Holland. It's created by the legendary Philip Duff, who's just like an icon in hospitality. He's been around for so long, spent a lot of time working with Genever at bowls, and he's definitely one of those industry leaders that I look up to. At a time when Genever was slowly disappearing, I think it's a pretty ballsy effort for Philip to actually create a Genever, and I think it's great that he's actually resurrecting such a really nice spirit. And what he's done is he's created an authentic Genever, how they were created back in the 1800s. You see, in the mid-1800s in America, during what we call the first golden era of cocktails, Genever was the best-selling imported spirit, and an outstanding 450 bottles of Genever were being imported compared to every 1 bottle of gin. That was massive. It was extremely popular in all the fancy high-end cocktail bars for the rich, but equally as popular in the pubs and the labourers' taverns and saloons. So enough talk, let's give it a taste. So on the nose, automatically I get this sort of porridge, brown bread, a little bit of citrus there, a little bit of white pepper, kind of in a way of a sweetened barley sugar. It's very distinct, like every time that I get to nose a Genever blindly, for example, I know that it's a Genever straight away. Give it a taste. Okay, it's a little bit peppery. I think that would be because of the high rye content. On the finish there, I'm sort of getting a little bit of licorice, a little bit of star anise. Definitely getting the citrus there, a little bit of sort of lemony citrus as well. It's very smooth, it's very oily. It leaves a nice coating on my mouth as well. What I love about this is not one flavor dominates everything. It's very harmonious the way that it's all put together. It's actually really nice to sip on. As far as the finish, oily, some really nice length there, a touch of star anise, a little bit sort of a spice there as well. I definitely would suggest that you go out and try it and recommend it. If you're right into cocktails and especially cocktail history, you will find that a lot of the cocktail recipes back from the 1800s would call for Hollands. And that's pretty much what Genever was at the time, you know. They were using a hell of a lot more Genever back then than they were gin, as I've explained previously. So how do I drink this? Traditionally, in a tulip cup, I like to keep the bottle in a freezer, similar to what some people would drink vodka. I love to drink it with soda, and a lemon wedge works really well as well. I love it in a Tom Collins style, like a Genever Collins, instead of using an old Tom gin. Works perfectly in that as well, with just some lemon juice, a little bit of sugar syrup. I love it in a Martinez, to taste the Martinez how it should be back as it was in the 1800s. Also beautiful in a bijou cocktail. I think the guys at Dante in New York City are making their bijous with the Old Duff. And something that I've been drinking recently as well is a Geneva Old Fashioned. This works perfectly with it. They also have a 100% malt wine version as well, which is delicious. Might have to do a review on that again soon. But in the Old Fashioned, I love it with just a touch of sugar syrup. I use the Regan's Orange Bitters. I think that works really well with the Genever. Get out there and try it, guys, especially for all you aspiring bartenders. You need to know what things tasted like back in the old days. And cheers, Philip Duff. I haven't seen you for a while since you were here in Australia. hopefully you can get back out soon. Guys, we've just gone back into lockdown. Obviously that's why I'm filming from home at the moment for the next 5 days here in Melbourne and Geelong. So hope you're all safe, and cheers guys. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon on Let's Talk Drinks.